Why Croatia? Let us look at why Croatia. So the first one is there is a good return on investment. Pillar one, European mobility, full Schengen and Eurozone integration. Degrees recognized across the European higher education area. That is one. The second pillar is the job seeker safety net. Graduates are legally entitled to a 1-year residency extension, especially to seek employment or launch a business. The the PR fast track. Time spent on a student visa counts as 50% towards your 5-year requirement for permanent residency. And if you manage to get a permanent residency in a place like Croatia, that is you having an access to all of Europe. Schengen visa and all of those things, it's something that you can benefit from. So I think it's a very good idea. Let's look at the timeline that you are going to be working with. You have admissions, you have bureaucracy and arrivals protocol. For example, the admissions, you have to find a program, you have to pass the language test, and then you have to get your acceptance letter and then pay your tuition deposit. Bureaucracy, mostly they have a police background check. Oh, whoa. Okay, I've been doing a ton of videos about different study destinations, but I've never heard of a background check. What are they doing? Proof of funds gathering, of course, everyone does that. Visa applications, maximum 3 months before travel. That is actually pretty standard. Arrival protocol, so you have here land in Croatia, register your address within 3 days, get your OIB, and then apply for the biometric residence card. So you can actually do this in 6 months. So like 6 months out, you can start the admissions process. 3 months out, you start applying for the arrival protocol, and then you have arrival day. That is unlike anything I have ever seen or heard. 6 months out, I know normally 1 year out is like the average period of time, but 6 months out is just different. Okay, you're going to like this video, share this video. If you know anyone that is interested in affordable options in Europe and is looking for like other ways, please just click that. Your first like that button, just click that like, and then share this. Just click on the share and share it on your social media. Thank you all so much. That goes a long way to support the channel and helps me to continue doing this work. Okay, let's look at the admissions. You have the EU EEA citizens. I'm not going to read about them because what are we doing? And then you have the non-EU third country citizens. I have a personal problem with the word third country because what are we talking about here? But breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so you have the portal, you have direct applications to specific higher education institutes. Fees is subject to international tuition rates, and then the friction is high. It requires strict visa and temporary stay protocols. There is a shared requirement. The B2 Croatian language proficiency required only if enrolling into a Croatian third program. I am very sure that none of you that is watching this video speaks Croatian language, knows anything about Croatian language, or has some kind of exposure to speaking the language. So I know that you're not going to be applying for any Croatian language program. You're going to be applying for the English programs. I am very sure of that. Now let's look at money. Do they have money in this Croatia? Like how is the money situation going on? So let's look at the most inner circle. They have these bilateral agreements for citizens of specific partner countries, and it covers full degrees, PhDs, and postdoc research. So that is for specific countries. And then one layer out, you have the language and culture. This is for current students of Slavic studies globally. Okay, that is not going to be you all. And then you have the section like branch 3. This is mobility grants. You have Erasmus Plus and then other programs. All of you can apply for Erasmus Plus, so that is good. And then you have the branch 4. This is like different people. You have the heritage grant. This is a central state office for Croats abroad. Okay, maybe just for them. And then number 4, you have the heritage grant also. For this is for diaspora people. All right, which means that if you look at the funding structure in Croatia, most of the things that the ones that you can apply for is going to be that Erasmus program. And if you cannot apply for the Erasmus program and maybe get the funding there, let us look at how much we are talking about here. Like how much do you have to keep for this particular program? Okay, let's go to the financial baselines here. Tuition and living realities. You have academic costs and then you have the living costs. Academic costs, if you're doing a program in humanities and social sciences, you're going to be paying somewhere between 1,000 to 10,000 euro. Okay, STEM, you're going to be paying somewhere between 1,000 to 6,000 euro. is what? Why is social sciences way higher? I will assume because 10 people get all the jobs, theirs is going to be way higher. Oh my goodness, medical studies, you're going to be paying somewhere between 10,000 to 12,000 euro. And the living cost, you are going to be paying about 400 to 800 euro. Varies based off of housing lock. We're going to talk about housing later on. But at the same time, it is the thing where living expenses really boil down to, are you living in the main city, are you living in the secondary city, or are you living in a local area? How is the housing situation? Are you living in a dorm? Are you living where do you live? Like, you have, as an international student, you have to make your choices based off of things that can help you save as much as possible if affordability is a problem, because it's not a problem to everyone. Now let's look at the proof of funds. What are they asking for? So they have 25% of average monthly net salary, which is about 360 euro times 12 months. What is 360 times 12 months? My math teacher died when I was in primary school. So y'all let me know in the comment section, what is 360 times 12 months? And then you have the return funds buffer, which is like 60% of average salary, which is about 870 euro. So you have to have that money, like in case they have to kick you out of the country, let them have money that you are going to use to pay your return flight. And then your target bank balance. Execution rule, it must be held in a bank account and proven with an official bank certificate during the visa and residence application period. This is actually the case in all countries around the world. You have to have that money there for some time. In places like the UK, it's 28 days. In some places, it's 3 months. In some places, it's 6 months. You just have to understand the rules about the proof of funds and make sure you have it there, okay? Now, let's look at the housing dilemma. This is actually a very recurrent topic for people going to study in Europe. I have done videos about so many countries, Lithuania, Romania, all of those places, and everything that you get to see is housing issues, even in the Netherlands, housing issues. And I'm like, oh wow, this is really a big thing that students who are going to study in these places have to think about. So you have the subsidized versus private student dormitories, okay? It costs about 10 to 120 euro per month. 10 euro, whoa. So the reality is there is extreme scarcity. It is managed via strict quota systems, okay? Mandatory medical certificate to enter, all right? And then you have the private rentals, which is about 400 to 900 euro per month. And then they have the highest places in Zagreb, Split, and Dubrovnik. That is the name of the place. Reality check, plentiful but expensive. Landlords often require 1 month rent as deposit. Visa necessity, a formalized rental contract is legally required to prove accommodation for your visa. I think the reason why this is the case is accommodation is such a huge issue in these locations that they want to make sure that you have a place to stay before they sort of process. It now becomes part of the documents when you are applying to study there, okay? Let's look at the things that are going to help you get a visa. Visa diagnostic, surviving the Schengen filter. Red flags, incompatible accommodation, you need it. Do not do book, e.g. booking a 1 month hotel. No, don't book hotels. And then unclear intent, lack of verified acceptance letter and tuition deposit receipt, you need that. Missing criminal background check. Apparently they need a police report. Oh my goodness, I've never heard that, but Croatia, they say they want a police report. Okay, green flags, that is going to lead to your approval. Prepaid long-term private lease or dormitory assignment, that is good, but remember they said the dormitory assignment, it is scarce, so you have to figure out how to do that. Ministry of Education approval of your paperwork, and then consistent documentation matching the exact date of the academic year. I think this is mostly like the bureaucratic aspects of it. Most of the time, these visa people, yes, they're asking you questions, but they're just checking to see that things check out. A checks out with B, B checks out with C, and things like that. Then now when you're finally gotten there, you need a personal ID number, okay? So this is the first thing that you have to do is you have to open a bank account. So you have this OIB, which is the Osobni identifier, something, it has something to do with an ID card, okay? I don't know. It helps you open a bank account. It helps you register with the student center to work. It helps you activate your student mail card. It helps you sign up for private leasing. Action step, acquire immediately upon arrival. at the local tax administration office. It is free. I think in Japan they have this, they call it a my number card, and with that you can do so many things. But it is not like you have a meal card. You all are fortunate if you go there, you have a meal card where you can use that in order to eat in like cafeterias around. That's amazing. That is amazing. All right, let's look at how much you're going to be spending now that you be someone who is in Croatia. So you have international students, you have the student center, and then you have employers. The minimum wage is about €6 per hour, okay? And then you have the premium pay plus 50% for Sundays in case you work. All right, then the tax-free hack, if you earn up to €12,000 net per year, completely tax-free. That's amazing. Just imagine, you pay, if you earn more, you don't pay any tax. You earn less, you pay tax. This world is not fair. And then non-EU students are capped at 20 hours per week. Oh my goodness. In all of these destinations that we have seen, I think this is the least in terms of working hours. Remember, we did, what country was it we did last week? Was it Lithuania? I think they had like 40 hours per week. And at some point, there is actually no cap on how many hours you can work. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that is crazy. Like in that case, when do you study? But here they're like 20 hours. Japan is about what? Japan is I think 20, 21, 27, 20, I think it's 20, 28 hours. 28 hours per week. Let's look at the Croatian job market, okay? So you have the high demand sectors. So you have average national salary is about 2,000 to 1,449 euro. And then the top paying sectors are IT and information services, pharmaceutical production, refined petroleum. And then the high volume sectors are tourism, outdoor hospitality, and maritime tech. The EU blue card threshold, securing a gross salary of 1.5 times the national average unlocks the premium EU blue card status for non-EU citizens. This is actually one of the most important reasons, or some of the most important things that you can think about when you're going to stay in Croatia, because once you get this EU blue card, you are practically able to work in different European countries. If you don't want to stay in Croatia, you can go somewhere else. I think it really unlocks, it's like a foothold that helps you unlock so many things. So definitely go there, definitely study there, definitely start your work there, and then when you get your EU blue card, you can go to wherever it is that you want, okay? So let's look at the stepping stone strategy here. Student to permanent residence. If you want, or you want to go to another European country, that is fine too. Phase 1, you have the student residence permit that you need, and then phase 2, and then the crazy part is being a student counts as half of the years towards PR. Like Japan could never. Oh my. I wish Japan could do something like that. Japan is like, never. All right, phase 2, transition. This is 1 year. The 1 year post-graduation job seeker visa. Phase 3, integration. Transition to a standard work permit or highly coveted EU blue card for qualified workers earning 1.5 times average salary, okay? And then phase 4, you have permanent residency, which requires 5 years of continuous legal stay. Mind blown. Because like as someone who lives in Japan, you think about this and you are like, it can never be us. All right, so all of you thinking about Croatia, I think it's definitely it has a good return on investment if you choose to go study there. Like amazing. You'll definitely go study in Croatia, okay? Now let's look at your checklist. You have the legalized high school university diplomas. Do you have that? Clean criminal record background, they check. Apparently, oh my god. Valid health insurance, you need that. Proof of funds, you need that. Acceptance letter and proof of tuition, you need that. Accommodation secured, you need that. So Croatia rewards the prepared. Master the bureaucracy, and the Mediterranean lifestyle is yours. I think it's an amazing opportunity for you all to sort of have, as I said already, a foothold into the EU. You can go study there. If you want to live there long term, that is okay. If you don't want to live there long term, you already have so many options around you that you can just pick and choose by the time that you are done with your program. So I think that you should include Croatia on your list of countries that you want to go study abroad. I hope that this was helpful. You all do to like the video, save the video, share the video. Anybody that is thinking about Europe, just click that share to your social media. It doesn't cost you anything, but liking the video and sharing goes a long way to support the work that I do. So please be supportive and support the work that I do. Okay, I am going to see you all in the next one.